Someone asked me a question about how to keep your flow state under pressure or a situation where you feel a lot of panic. Okay, let's get it.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, my name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I'm going to be speaking primarily about different techniques to calm yourself down, okay, when you're under pressure, when you're in a situation when there's a lot of adrenaline. I think the best example we can look at is the example of Johnny Depp in that whole trial situation, where you notice him kind of like scratching his neck or having these little idiosyncrasies, I guess you could call them, where he would, do this or cover his mouth, or, body language experts love to like break and decode all of these different things. But I would just say that he is definitely an introvert, man. Like through his body language and just his baseline tonality and how he's speaking, it's a very drony kind of voice that it's kind of like that, right? And it stays in that level unless this is the best way to understand body language. Everyone has a baseline, right? So if you have something called perception qualifiers, like if you're saying words like honestly, sincerely, trust me, I've got, these types of things are changing the perception of what you're saying. So they're spiking your baseline in a sense. If you speak like that naturally, okay, if you say normally, naturally, sincerely, if you speak like that already, that's a part of your baseline, and we body language experts don't look at that as a perception qualifier, okay? So there's a lot of perception qualifiers throughout that whole trial, and one thing that I noticed is there's many points where, obviously I'm not watching all of the whole thing, but from what I've seen and what people have shown me and asked me about, specifically working with clients around some of this stuff, Dan, is, hey, this guy has a lot of adrenaline, okay? Sometimes he's almost like holding himself into an altered state of consciousness. It seems that way, like you're not really able to tell. He's such a good actor too. It's like tough to really break down in that level. Or if he must be really good at it as well to really be able to, maintain his composure in those situations. And he's doing his best. However, you can definitely tell that there's certain things that he could have known to do that would make that trial a lot smoother and avoid all of these different tics and things that he just, doing. The same with Amber Heard, the same thing. It's like there's certain tics and mannerisms and things that she does, like this kind of elitist thing that she does where she looks away with her eyes, right? Or darts away with her eyes. Now, mainly, I want to teach you really quick because I got to get going. I have a client today. Some techniques to calm yourself down, okay? The number one thing I teach all my clients when they first show up in my clinic or online or whatever is diaphragmatic breathing. If you don't know diaphragmatic breathing, you don't control that communication with your body. If you don't control communication with your body, you can't calm yourself down in moments of pressure. So that yogic or slow breathing or even box breathing, so inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. It's like a box, okay? Okay, it's like a box. So that's how I would describe box breathing. Now, you also have different types of relaxation techniques, okay? There's autogenic, I believe there is muscle relaxation, progressive muscle relaxation. There are imagery visualization techniques where you can actually go and calm yourself down using images and imagery, which is something I highly recommend if you are a visual learner. That would be a really good one for you to do to calm yourself down under pressure. So you could just simply use the restroom or close your eyes in some sense and then just go into that state of calm. Now you want to relax your shoulders, bring them down, because a lot of times with tension you bring them up, and a lot of tension and anger is held in the jawline area, like this whole area. So relaxing your face and your jaws, groundedness, like paying attention to the bottom of your feet. one thing that I highly, highly recommend is when you're doing this inhalation, exhalation process, you want to be focusing on something, okay? The point of a lot of meditation that is not open monitoring, which is just letting all things flow or allowing all thoughts to come in and out, is focused meditation. So dharana, which is one single pointed focus of meditation, right? So a mantra, a candle, an object, a virtuous object, something like this, right? Where you're giving yourself cue words or different things that kind of put you into a state that you would most like. So you anchor yourself to different states. Anchoring is an NLP term, which I will explain. So let's say that it's almost like Pavlovian conditioning, same way, right? Let's say that every time that I, put on the air conditioning, that deet, that little noise makes me feel a certain way, right? And now every time that I do it, it's going to do the same thing. Like it's going to make me feel that certain, either whatever the state is that I'm installing, or making it intentional that the beep beep, that dit means to me something. And I've got to find that interpretation. And now every time that I do that, it creates and changes my state of mind, okay? Now this can also happen unconsciously from, like, let's say you lived through a trauma. There was a siren during that time of the trauma. Now a siren just passes by you on the street and you feel this adrenaline attack or this fight or flight response all of a sudden. You're not even sure where it comes from. You just feel anxiety or tension, right? That can happen at times too. So it's really important for you to be mindful of this. Now, I highly recommend you hum for your exhale. The act of humming while exhaling or releasing actually oscillates the air and it increases your nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is really important if we're ever considering flow state because it's directly proportional to the release phase of the flow cycle, okay? The release phase is about the alpha waves in the nitric oxide, the blood flow, okay? So an area where you feel stagnant or stuck or pressure building or tension building, you need to give that area more blood flow, which is why massaging the area helps, which is why putting an ice pack over an area that is tense or has pain helps, right? You got to change your association with the pain. This is why I recommend meditation, because when you're meditating, you're creating a distance from the pain. You feel that you are separate from it. You are not the pain. You are separate from it. And that distance causes more space, allowing you to heal it better or recover better in a sense, okay? This is the advice that I have for you really quick. The best technique, really quick technique. I wish Johnny Depp knew this technique. If he just allowed himself to he might save himself a lot of those verbal tics and different mannerism things that happen as a result of him trying to, push through or answer these very difficult questions. Or you'll notice him sometimes like over blinking or getting into these moments of where your mind seems scattered. I mean, generally, when the adrenaline attacks you, your mind gets scattered. You're doing too many things at once. Let's say you're playing golf, right? If you're focusing on the momentum of the swing or focusing on the momentum of your hands and in the right coordinates and the angles, you're gonna get more scattered, right? There's so many different factors. There's the weather, there's this thing. Now let's say you're focusing on the flight of the ball in the golf swing. That's way more focused in on the ball itself and it traveling in the air, right? The flight of the actual ball itself. That's going to put a lot more accuracy into the shot, a lot more focus into it. So you're going to have to get back to what can I control in this situation, okay? And I have to focus on what I can control, my circle of control. As it starts to expand, the pressure starts to relieve. You see more blood flow creates less blood pressure in a sense. So the breathing, calming yourself down, looking for accuracy here. Different people who have been through hardships in their life where freedom has been taken away from them, they still, if they can come back to controlling something, it would really, really help them and their character. So, before doing anything or before going into a high pressure, high stakes situation, you want to do these short ritual cues of breath work, breathing, meditation, humming, focused visualizations. You want to have a combination of these before you step in, or even during it. You can remember this acronym GURL, which is groundedness, unclench your jaws, relax your face and lower your shoulders, okay? Have an incredible day. I hope this video helps you out today. Thank you for the person who asked me the question. May the flow be with you. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below if you want more videos like this, and may you never be the same again, and may the flow be with you. Stay legendary. Let's get it. Upward Spiral gang.